is a tax abatement? How do I file for a tax abatement? Why does my assessed value change when nothing changed on my home? In this video, we will explain the abatement process for the taxpayers of the town of Hull. The first step in applying for an abatement of property tax is filling out the application. Application forms are available at the assessor's office in the town hall. The forms are also available online. You can go to the Town of Hull website and follow the links to the assessor's page. You can call the assessor's office during business hours or email us with questions. The abatement application form contains all of the who, where, what, and why information you will need to start the process. On your tax bill, one of the most important things to notice is the assessment date. The value shown on your bill is as of January 1 of the previous year, not the day you received the bill. If you think the valuation indicated on your tax bill is wrong, obtain an application for an abatement. Carefully read everything on the front and back of the form. Now, considering the assessment date, rethink whether or not you agree that the valuation is a reasonable indication of what your property might have sold for on the assessment date January 1 of the previous year. If you still think the valuation is wrong, fill out the front of the application and file it. Your application must be delivered to the assessor's office or postmarked before the deadline. The Board of Assessors is prevented by law from granting abatements unless you file on time. When you get the application for abatement form from our office, you will also receive a form titled Information Requisition. We have created this form in order to help you make your case and justify the reasoning behind your application. An application for abatement for overvaluation should be based on one of two reasons: sales of similar properties and/or assessed values of similar properties. Sales of properties with very similar characteristics such as location, lot size, structure size, type, age, and condition that have occurred reasonably close to January 1 of the previous year, the assessment date, or the assessed values of properties with very similar characteristics to your property that indicate your property is incorrectly valued. When looking at values, you may see your home's assessed value has changed in relation to a neighbor's home. Old property values are not considered at all during a revaluation. There are three basic reasons why the two previously similar assessments now have different new assessment. First, the old value on one or both of the properties could have been wrong. Second, one of the property types may have appreciated or depreciated more or less than the other. And third, there may have been physical changes to one of the properties that would change the assessment. In the town of Hull, value is also found in areas that have been grouped together. These clusters aid in determining the assessed value. In the processing of your application, one of the very first things we will do is to inspect the property inside and out in order to verify the appraisal data on file. If you do not want to allow an inspection of your property, your application will be denied and you will lose your right of appeal to the Appellate Tax Board. Now let's look at the information requisition form more closely. Part 1 covers the grounds for complaint. You should enter your opinion of value. Next, fill in the space provided to tell us which sales or other assessed values you feel would validate your opinion of value. You should offer at least 3 properties with sales or assessed values to make your case. Next, you will find a section for improper classification. This will not be of value to you in our town. Hull has a single tax rate for all classes of property. The space is there for those cities and towns which have a different or split tax rate for property classified commercial versus residential. The purchase information section is next. Please fill in all requested data if your property was purchased within the past 2 years. If you have owned it 3 years or more, you can leave this area blank. Part 2 is the physical description. Please complete all areas in this section. Part 3 deals with the rental and income information. Many properties in Hull are rented or have accessory apartments which are rented. One of the methods of valuation utilizes the income stream of a property as a tool to calculate a market value. The Board of Assessors has 3 months from the date you file your application for abatement to take action. If the Board does not take action within this time, your application is deemed denied by act of law. If this form is not filled out completely, or it is not filed within 30 days, the Board may deny your application. The statutory abatement procedure is in force only after the fiscal year third quarter tax bill has been mailed. The deadline to file for abatement is the close of business on the day the bill is due.